In this video, we'll be talking about the data device family that's been created for the Mechanical Productivity Pack. So thermostats, temperature sensors, all of those types of sensors have been made as a data device family for further future connections made via the data connector. We don't have that set up yet, but we've been testing functionality with that and tying that to mechanical equipment, so that'll be coming. Which will be nice because then we can tie unit numbers to different devices out in the project. So if you go under Systems and you pull down Devices, you can go to Data Devices. So this is a shared MAP model, so there's a couple things going on with this particular family. For one, since electrical has their own families that are data devices. So we have some filters in place on mechanical plans and electrical plans that either show this family or don't, and that's how we're controlling that between mechanical and electrical. So as you can see, here's some of electrical's data devices, and here's the mechanical sensor family. Here's all the options we have currently included, although it's easy to add additional types. These are the ones that are shown on the title sheet. So this is my thermal zone diagram that I have that I like to include for projects. For one, because it helps reviewing load information and the GBXML results. It also is a nice view that you can show owners or clients to show them how many control points are they really paying for? You know, is this a rooftop unit system with one control point, or is this a VAV box system where they're going to get control points, you know, and throughout a lot of spaces? In the sample project here, we have a VAV box system. So I'm going to place some temperature sensors, and we'll talk about. So these are hosted families that get hosted to a wall. If you come up to the wall and hit space bar, you know, then you can place it. These families have a default elevation already specified, so you could update this before placing the next one if you wanted these to be at a different height. So I'm just going to place this one here by the door. And we don't see anything at the moment, and we'll talk about that more. So these families now you can tag with a handful of different types of symbols. It already has a symbol included, which isn't currently visible in this view because this is a thermal zone diagram. So in this particular view, let's tag this sensor. So let's actually tag it twice, and we'll show you what types of tags we have. So you can show this sensor as any type of symbol. So in this case, I could choose temperature sensor. We could come down here and put that right in front of that small little box on the wall. So this particular tag now is equipment identity. So this is used to identify what the thermostat is serving. And there's a couple ways to do this. In the thermal zone diagram, if I don't have my equipment shown, I have to tag the data device. In other plans, which I'll show you, you can tag the piece of equipment and move that tag over to here. So for this particular tag, you know, we'd say this is AV1-5. And let's turn off the leader, and we'll move that up there. So now we have our sensor with the symbol annotation and the unit number. So as this moves around, you know, the tags will move with it, like all other Revit objects. So now what I'm going to do, when I like to move these data devices around, so I place one, I get some tags, and then I'm just going to copy it and move it over. And then I'm going to choose that, and I'm going to pick a new host. So let's do our next zone here, VAV1-4. So let's put that right here by this door. We can move our label to the other side, and then we can change this number. So this is VAV1-4. Okay, so let's go and look at what these look like on the construction documents now. So once again, tags are view specific, so we can transfer these tags to other views, or we have some other options. So if we look at our floor plans, under construction documents. So the overall HVAC plan, let's look at that. So we just placed these devices. So now these devices have the symbols already there embedded. Thanks to the creators of the EPP, we've added some of their functionality with some of these symbols. So for one, you could select any of the families and you could turn off the sensor. So you can make it look like just like the thermal zone diagram, and you could put your own symbol and put it wherever you want. I think the faster way is going to be to keep the symbols on and just adjust these as you need to. So for these particular families, if you needed to offset it from the wall, you could type in a tag wall offset, and you could move that symbol off of the wall. Say we want it just past that family. Let's go 2 inches. So that's one thing you can do, slide the symbol this way. You can also, you have a grip handle here, and if there's some situation where you need to move it downstream because of maybe it's underneath a duct or whatever it ends up being, you could move the symbol that way. So just for example, if this sensor was underneath the duct and you didn't want your symbol to be right there, your options are to turn off the symbol and use another tag, or just move the symbol off. All right, so unit numbers now. We have a couple options. So this is a data device. So I'm going to delete that for a moment. So we've included tags with mechanical equipment. So if I put this tag here and we select that tag and we say, let's make this a data device label. Let's turn off the leader. So now what we've done is we've tagged the piece of equipment instead of the data device, which is actually a little bit smarter than tagging the data device, because if this unit changes numbers, if this became 1-5A, the thermostat would update as well. So that's the benefit with that. Ultimately, we'll get to a world where these data devices will actually be circuited back to the piece of equipment, and we'll be able to link things that way. So this is just one method. If you didn't do this, and you tag the data device, you'd have to update this in addition to updating your piece of equipment. All right, so now what if you want your data device on a vertical wall? We included some functionality with that. So let's look at this VAV box here. So this is 1-6. I'll remove that leader. So let's place another sensor right here. So let's go to our data devices. Let's put it on that side of the wall. All right, now let's say you want your symbol rotated horizontal, just to make it more clear. Well, we've included some functionality to rotate the text, and once again, you could shift it off the wall as you need to. So now all your thermostat symbols can be upright. So you have full flexibility. You can use the symbols there in the family and turn them off or not. You can show them on the plans. Or you can just tag the symbol and then have your tags move around as you move the element. That is data devices.